when you open a branch office in the UK, that branch office should be in the name of the foreign entity. It should have been 100% owned by the foreign entity, not by yourself as a sole rep. If you do that, then it might be in breach of the sole rep condition and you might not even get your sole rep visa extension. Hi, are you looking to get your sole rep visa extension? Then you may want to watch this video and make a note as to how you can get your sole rep visa extension, number one. And number two, if you are not very keen to get your sole rep visa extension, but then you want self-sponsorship, we'll share that in this video. You might have question, query, feel free to drop your question in the comment section below, so that we can prepare a follow-up video for you, so you get more in-depth insight as to how you can get your sole rep visa extension, or from sole rep visa you can probably switch into self-sponsorship. So let's dive into it straight away. This is based on a live, genuine consultation I did. This is a real life scenario. So you get to learn from the consultation I do, paid consultation I do. So I'm sharing the experience first with you, the trouble, challenges, roadblocks for the client, and then how I provided solution to the client and how we will help her to get sole rep visa extension, or we might even get her self-sponsorship. So let's deep dive into it straight away. Client visited last week. She arranged a paid consultation with me, and then she had 2 children. And she was from the Middle East part of the world, and her husband wasn't living here most of the days throughout last 3 years. And last 3 years, due to COVID, she managed not to run and open the business as she should have done it based on the sole rep visa requirement, and it was a very, very messy situation. So she came to me saying, "Oh, my agent, the agent who helped her to get sole rep visa, initially said, oh, the agent is helping us to do a self-sponsorship." I said, "Okay, tell me how." He said, "Oh, agent helped us to open a company in my name. We'll get the sponsorship license. That's what he promised me. And we'll switch into self-sponsorship. We are trying for last 3 months and it hasn't progressed well." I said, well, you are sole rep. So first thing first, you should not have the company in your name. Because when you are here as a sole rep, you actually as a sole rep representing the overseas entity. So when you open a branch office in the UK, that branch office should be in the name of the foreign entity. It should have been 100% owned by the foreign entity, not by yourself as a sole rep. If you do that, then it might be in breach of the sole rep condition and you might not even get your sole rep visa extension. So that's the warning sign 1. I said, how can you run a business? Now, even if we think it at a scenario that company, the company she opened up to get self-sponsorship visa, was not an active and she is not an active director, if we think it as a scenario even, then that company will not be eligible to get sponsor license. Why? Because to get a sponsor license, it can be a brand new company, it's perfectly fine, but that company must be active trading company, right? So it doesn't meet the requirement of being active trading company. And if it's active trading company owned by yourself, when you are sole rep yourself and you own the company, and if you say, oh, that's active trading company and you have active role in it, then you breach your condition of being a sole rep in the UK. So it's a catch-22. So I said, well, your agent is trying to, of course, copy the product we have developed, which is self-sponsorship, perfectly fine. But he is or she is not executing it well. So she was very stressed. Her visa was to expire in just 1 month time from the date of consultation, and said, oh, what do we do now? So of course I provided her with a solution. We found some technical grounds as to how we can explain the ownership of the company while she is on sole rep visa, and thanks to a highly experienced caseworker we have in our office who is doing Sole Rep visa extension on a consistent basis, and she knew some technique as to how we can explain that to the Home Office. And now what we are doing is we are trying to get her Sole Rep extension first. Definitely will submit that application before her visa was to expire. And now, because of my caseworker, the expert caseworker's input, assistance, hand-holding support, we'll have a very nice, strong Sole Rep visa extension application to the Home Office for this client, and we might even get that. Now, the idea number 2 is what we'll do parallelly. She doesn't want to continue, if possible, this Sole Rep visa situation. What she wants is she wants to get on a self-sponsorship, right? She wants to, in long run, that's her intention. Her intention is to run a business for herself in the UK, owning her company, running business for herself. I said, okay, yeah, fine. We could possibly try and get the sponsor license for the same company and you sponsor yourself, and this is how we can do self-sponsorship visa. So we'll try and get sponsor license for the same company while the pending application for Sole Rep extension, and then if we get that, and then we can switch that application while pending into self-sponsorship, i.e. that means skilled worker visa. Hope that makes sense. I know I'm throwing a lot of technical information here. Might be too complicated. If it is, then please reach out to one of our lawyers. You might have to arrange paid consultation. We do charge fees, £300 plus VAT per hour. I do get a lot of comments in comment section said, look, you don't do anything for free. With respect, yes, we do charge fees for consultation, but if you reach out to our business relationship team, they do provide a lot of basic information at no cost. The scope of work, cost, they take the basic information, try and see if you genuinely need consultation. Look, we don't want to arrange consultation if you don't need it. You don't need to pay us. But if there is a specific legal advice, and if you are trying to resolve a complicated legal situation here, then the lawyer's input is required. And the lawyers in the UK, like good lawyers in the UK, are expensive. I'm sorry to say, some part of the world they might find it expensive. Some part of it they might not. They find it real value. So I'm very sorry if you have to arrange this. You might have to arrange this. But feel free to reach out, speak to one of my colleagues. As I said earlier, we have a very well established, experienced and expert business relationship team. They try and get the information first, try and understand your scenario. They might even provide you a scope of work and cost at no cost to you. There is no obligation. If you like it, you can hire our services. If you don't like it, it's perfectly fine. Having said that, we do create a lot of YouTube videos that's free, so feel free to surf and search around my YouTube channel. You might find the video of your interest that might probably help you, or you can go on our website. There is a lot of web pages with a lot of FAQs answered there for free for you. So that's how we are trying to help clients who cannot afford paying our consultation fees. But if you need to and if you can, feel free to reach out. We can help you with any complex situation around Sole Rep or extension or around self-sponsorship. Happy to help. I hope it adds some value watching this video. If you are trying to get your Sole Rep extension, or if you are trying to switch from Sole Rep visa to self-sponsorship. All the very best, and thank you for watching.